Well, I had finished school. I have a master's of legal studies from my college, and I had been looking for work, and I had been applying to government, looking for government jobs, something to that was really stable because, as we know, disability is very expensive, and being disabled is very expensive. So my mom and our family was like, well, you should get a good job because you have this education, and if you get a good job, you'll be secure. And every time I would apply to these jobs, I wouldn't get them, and I would go out for interviews and I wouldn't get them. And I had worked through college at a call center and doing like just a menial job just to make some money. And I found even that experience of being in the 9 to 5 world was very inaccessible with what my needs were. Just getting into work sometimes took 2.5 hours, and then sometimes I'd have to leave the job because I'd have to use the bathroom, and my disability device would malfunction, and I have to go home. So just trying to do an 8-hour shift was just becoming untenable. And so when I finished school, I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. I want to get a good paying job where I can be accommodated. And I went to a disability employment center here, and I said, I want to be a speaker. And they said, oh, that's a nice hobby. That's not a real job. Like, you can't be a disability speaker. That's not a job. And I basically was like, well, fuck you. I'm going to make it a job. And so I went on Vistaprint and put a card with my name on it and said I was a disability consultant, not having any idea what that was. And literally said, here's what I do now. Hire me. I guess this is what I do. And I just said, these are the things I want to talk about. And it kind of snowballed from there.
Brilliant. That's so baller. I love it.
Yeah, that's awesome. And so what was your first gig?
I did a photo shoot for a gay magazine in Toronto called Fab. They wanted somebody to be their cover boy of the month or whatever. And so I wrote in and said, do you have anybody who is a wheelchair user? And they of course said no. And so I knew this. And so I was like, well, you should have me because you need diversity on your pages. And I totally milked that for all it was worth. And I had a photographer come over and do a photo shoot, and that went all over Toronto. And from that was kind of me kind of getting my feet wet. And then from there, I just cold emailed places like HuffPo and outlets saying, I have a story. I want to share this with you. Can I write some articles about being queer and disabled? And they paid nothing. They didn't pay anything, but it was a way for me to get my name out there and start seeing if this is what I wanted to do. And, those got a little bit of traction, and those got people on either side saying either they loved it or hated it. But at least then people knew that I was talking about queerness and disability in a way that I don't think anybody had really done before. I was very frank and very like outspoken to in order to make a name for myself. And so from there, I just said, I want to talk to universities. I want to go to sex education conferences. I want to do all this. And I just put myself in a path to go. And eventually, because of the stuff I had done, it picked up, and that's what I've been doing for 10 years now.
So that's why when you Google his name, pretty much you'll find him with pictures of him in his leathers.
Yeah, I did find that actually. That was a cool shot.
Yeah. Try to find one that's not.